So you're looking for practical tips and tools that can help you become more productive in your business. Well, you've come to the right place. So last video, we looked at the differentiation between an effective and an efficient task, and how an effective task are the ones that get you closer to your goals, such as your income producing activities, and being effective in those tasks is looking at how you can complete them in the most time, resource, and financial way possible. So in this video, we're going to jump into exactly how you can complete those highly effective tasks that are going to be producing income for you or getting you closer to your goals using some very simple basic tools and tips to do that. So let's jump into this video. So although I love automation and I love using online tools, apps, and softwares, and I've done a series of different videos about automation and tools you can use to help automate your business. You can check that video up here. But in this video, we're actually going to start off with using some really traditional and basic tools that everyone can start off with. And all you need is a piece of paper and pen, realistically. So first things first is going to look at field notes. So these are sort of like small, usually brown and always notes are great to take around when you're not at your desk or at your workstation. You can carry these in your pocket, whether they're in your trousers or your jacket, and it just allows you to write down and jot down some key things you need to do that you might forget before you get back to your workstation or back into the office. Some ideas, some inspiration that you might have while you're out and about, whether you're shopping or you're just doing something that's not currently at your office as well. And there's something added value. There's some sort of added value in writing something down in your own writing and physically seeing what you've written in your own handwriting. I was always constantly relying on your phone notes where you can just type it in. I think writing it down as well is really, really important, and it's just a good practice to start developing and incorporating in your day-to-day. So if you're then looking at how then you can write and keep down some more like long-winded ideas and notes, I would always suggest getting into journaling or just keeping some sort of notebook. Now, journaling doesn't have to be a massive sort of diary or anything like that. It could be something as simple as using it for writing some notes or about meetings or having some more in-depth ideas and mapping out some more brainstorms or as well, or just some thought processes you're going through business and on personal as well. But I use personally my notebook for meeting purposes. So for example, anytime I'm in a meeting with a client, a prospect or a service provider, I always have this on board with me so I can jot down some things as we're going along. There's nothing worse than having a really productive meeting with someone, getting loads of ideas flowing, and then forgetting about it and unable to refer back to it at a later date as well. So if you just jot that down, it doesn't have to be articulate or neat. Just jot them down as you're going, so you can refer back to in your own time. You can have this on record for forever, really, for as long as you need. So I would always recommend having one that is a little bit more durable, so something that maybe is a bit more solid as well, and get some really good quality piece of paper as well, and just get into the practice of writing things down, whether it's during meetings or you're doing you're decluttering your mind and just writing down thoughts and getting yourself ready for the next day ahead as well. There are some really expensive ones out there that are like a leather, but I mean, if you want to, you can, but there's no real need to having to go do that. Just get some really basic ones you can get, even like multiple packs in your local sort of stationery store. You can find like loads of these kind of journals and notebooks online as well. But definitely look at getting and investing in some of these as well. And it's just a next step up from the field notes, so that you can keep at your desk and always have record of what your day-to-day thoughts and what you've had, what's been going on during that day or particular week as well. So those two tools are great for if you have some sort of experience in writing things down. You're comfortable making notes as you go along, and you don't need any structure. It's blank pieces of paper. And like I said, always good to have it in notebooks rather than like scrap pieces of paper, because you're able to console all your information in one place. You're not going to have a risk of it getting lost as well. So I would never really use like scrap paper or those notebooks that you can easily tear them out. Like those refillable ones. I would always use like a bound notebook or journal. But if you're not used to taking notes and journaling freely like in that manner, what I would do is I would always look at starting with some sort of structure you can follow just to get you started. So the tool that I first started to use when I started looking at journaling and also how to plan my day as an entrepreneur was the productivity planner. So as an employee, making that transition, the big thing for me was how am I going to structure my day? Like I'm now time rich, right? I've now got all the time in the world. I haven't got to do my 9 to 5 anymore. What do I do with that time? How do I make sure that I'm using it in the most effective way possible? So I was recommended by one of my friend actually to use this to map out what you kind of want to achieve during the week, and then break those down into smaller steps as well. And again, it's just a great way to start and help you structure it as well if you're a beginner or you're just trying to improve. So it's quite easy. You're not going to see what I'm writing in here very clearly, but what it starts off with every week you have a sheet of paper where you can look at 5 to 15 tasks that you can complete during a day, and it breaks it down into like the most important one, secondary importance, and additional tasks. Again, I keep mine quite concise. I don't try to fill this out because for me, I don't think productivity is about filling out your day and overwhelming yourself. If you've done, the task that we mentioned in the elimination task that we mentioned in the previous video about really eliminating tasks that aren't effective and aren't getting you closer to your goal, then you shouldn't really have a long list of tasks to complete as well. So I always, because remember, like 80% of your results come from 20% of the things you actually do. So there's no point spending the time doing things that aren't going to actually yield you any results. So just home in on those 20% of income producing or goal achieving tasks that are actually going to produce the results that you're looking for in your business or just your day-to-day life as well. So these tasks tend to be a bit more broad. So just for example, it could be something like to build a website. I'm going to update my website, but then in the day-to-day tasks, so Monday to Friday, you can then break that big week goal into small condensed goals. So it's more easily digestible, and it becomes more feasible for you to complete within a week. So for example, if you're going to do the website, you would say Monday, all I'm going to focus on is the copy. Monday to Tuesday, maybe I'm going to break that down into copy. I'm just going to do all the text that I need to feature on that website. Then I'm going to do Wednesday, I'm going to do all the visual content, so photos, infographics, videos that I'm going to feature on there. And the next 2 days, I'm just going to sort of make sure all the design elements are complete. I've optimized it, done all my metadata and all that kind of stuff, and it's optimized before I launch it. And now you can digest it. I think a lot of times what we do is we put really big, vague goals. We don't break them down into easy steps. And using tools such as like the productivity planner can really help you do that and break it down. Another reason why I like this, put this down for a bit, is that it breaks down your task into Pomodoro. So if you've never heard of what Pomodoro is, it's basically interval work blocks. So you have an interval work block of 25 minutes each work block, and it's deep focused, highly concentrated work that you do. And this is a technique that's kind of used for children, because not even just for children, but as humans, we're not supposed to really be sitting down for hours on stretch. Even that's how we're trained, when we're at school and work to do a task. We get easily distracted. If a bus goes past, we're looking out the window. If any noise sort of happens, we easily sort of lose our concentration. So splitting it into those small time intervals helps us to actually concentrate on the task at hand during that 25-minute work period, as opposed to just saying I'm going to do this until it's finished and spending 5 hours, but really getting an hour worth of work done. So it's 25 minutes, then you have a 5-minute break, so it's 30 minutes per sort of Pomodoro section. And you can just repeat that until for a certain amount of time. So here you can say how many Pomodoros do I think it's going to take. So if you want to complete something in 2 hours, so to speak, that'll be 4 Pomodoros. Now what I do is I actually combine 2 Pomodoros into one work block. So I do about 45 minutes to 50 minutes of work. So for example, I start my day at 9. My first sort of major task will be within 9 till 9:50. So it just means that I could have a longer break, so 15 minutes to 10 minutes at the end. And also I've got relatively good attention span, so I tend to find that once I get on something, I can go at it for almost an hour, and I'm still quite highly concentrated as well. So I might as well do that and then get some time, so more longer time to rest. 5 minutes is quite a short period of time. Now, in that 5 minutes, I would highly recommend getting up, listening to music, doing something a bit active. Some people have. I know a friend of mine has a basketball hoop. He shoots basketball for 5 minutes. Someone like you can get those little small trampolines where you can like indoor trampolines. You can literally just jump up and down and like energize it. I don't do that yet. I just put on like music, blare some music out, walk around the house, just get some energy going, get me pumped and ready for the next work block for me as well. So the productivity planner is a great thing to do. You could also rate yourself from 1 to 10 on how productive you are during the day as well. Now, what goes really well with that is the 5 minute journal. So again, it's a structured way to start journaling if you're not used to sort of writing down your thoughts and where your head's at during the day or different points of the day. So if you're not used to that, this is a good place to start. And like I said, from the title, it takes 5 minutes. So people think that journaling is something that you spend hours at, burning the midnight oil, writing your life down, and it could be like that. That's how you journal. That's great, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. It could be a time where you just reflect and just put a few points down. So that's why I like this journal, because it's highly structured. So you won't be able to see again what I've written, but you will see the structure. So in the first part of the day, it's in the morning. So first thing in the morning, it should take about 5 minutes. Just wake up and you say 3 things that you're grateful for, and it could be business, it could be anything related, it could be big, it could be small things, and then 3 things that you would make the day great, like what you would like to achieve in that day for that day to be considered to be a good day. And finally, an affirmation. So just giving yourself some confidence, giving yourself some encouragement to get the day started. And I think this is really key because positivity and productivity go hand in hand. If you're positive, then you're going to tend to be more productive. But if you're in a rut and you're in a slump and you're negative and you're carrying things over from previous days, then you're not going to have the attention to focus on the task at hand as well. So this is what you complete in the morning. Again, to take 5 minutes before you get ready to sit down to do work. And then in the evening, if you can see here, you've got the grey section. 3 things that made the day go well. So again, you're appreciating what went well, and it doesn't necessarily have to be anything big. I personally believe that like small victories are bigger than like the big ones. Like just really small stuff, like somebody like waited for me while crossing the road, like anything, like a small gesture that someone did to you or did for you, that just made your day a little bit better. Or I found like a £1 coin or a £5 note on the road or anything like that could be quite could make a day, depending on who you are. And finally, what could have made the day better? So again, just reflecting, okay, cool, I had a good day, but what could have made the day even better? So I think it just really starts looking at helping you, building that positivity and being getting that, being grateful and that gratitude is really, really key as well. And you kind of just look, this is where I am, this is where I want to be, and then it kind of again spurs you on to go out there and achieve that as well. So those 4 tools are really simple, like nothing really extravagant, and you only really need, like if you're going to use the first 2, all you really need is a notebook and a small notebook and a full-size one and a pen, and you could jot stuff down. The other 2 I definitely would recommend. I will leave a description for these 2 in the link below, because they go hand in hand, and I think it's a great start for anyone that's looking to become more productive or get into journaling as well, and just get their thoughts down and declutter. The same way you declutter your room when it gets a bit too messy, you should definitely be dealing with your mind and how you're thinking as well. So now we're going to go into some online softwares and tools that I use to help me be more productive in my day-to-day and just manage my tasks as well. So the best tool out there, I have to say, for productivity right now is going to be Trello. Now Trello is great for 2 reasons. Not just because it's free, it's because 1, it gives you some visual, like a visual board, and it helps you visualize sort of your goals. So it's like a mood board. So you can put things up there that are going to motivate you. So for me, I have the skyline of Toronto in Canada. So that's where I want to planning my end of year trip. So that kind of motivates me. So every time since the beginning of the year, I put that down and I can sort of say, okay, I'm working towards this, so I can achieve this. Now, how I use Trello is, so it's really good. It's a dashboard that you get. You can get a vision board in the background, which really helps. Is that you can organize your task in different columns. So you have your day task, weekly task, monthly, quarterly, and yearly. That's how currently I've set mine up. I'll probably do a video actually to show you and walk you through, share my actual screen with you, and show you how I'm currently using Trello as well. And you'll see my vision board as well. See whether that's changed or not since this video. So you have little cards that you can easily edit. You say what task you want to do, when you want to do them by. You can also invite people as well, so it's great for individual tasks if you're just doing something by yourself, solo. But if you want to include a team, you can also add people who can contribute to helping you complete that task as well. So you have little cards, you can move them around once, if something needs to carry over something to the next day, you can easily carry over to the next day. If you need to move a daily task to become a monthly task or vice versa, you can easily sort of drag everything around. The usability of it is super easy and it's super great to use. And it's just the fact that everything's on there on the dashboard, you can see the whole plan. And again, it comes down to knowing that what you're doing is effective, knowing things you're spending your time on are actually helping you get towards an end goal. And Trello just puts that in a great visual format, so you can see exactly how your weekly task actually contributing to your yearly task. So okay, I'm doing this today, but the reason why I'm doing this is to help me get closer to where I want to be by this time next year. So it's a great visualization of that as well. So the second tool that I use in terms of digital tools is Evernote. Now, Evernote is a great tool which I've been using for probably the longest tool ever since I was at school. And my brother recommended this as just a note-taking tool at the time. It's great because you can literally take pictures of physical notes, or like if you have a receipt, you want to manage stuff, you can then upload it onto your Evernote, and it just has it all in a digital format in a hub. So basically like a note-taking hub. I use it for that as well, for just note-taking and debriefing myself. But also I use it to basically transfer my productivity planner in a digital format. So I will put every week, I will say these are things I want to accomplish in the week, usually about 3, maximum 5 things. And then I'll say, okay, day 1 to 5, so Monday to Friday, maybe Monday to Saturday, depending if I need to work on the weekend. Here are the things I'm gonna do each day to help me get back to that weekly goal. So that's kind of what I'm currently working on, and how I currently use and optimize my Evernote. So there are obviously different ways, and Evernote is a great tool for different things. Well, I'm just going to use it for note taking and just managing notes and information through that. What I also do at the end of each day, and again, similar with Trello, what I probably will do is just do a really short video and just share my my screen with you to show how I set up my Evernote. At the end of each day, and I've completed all the tasks, and have little check boxes. Is I just do a little debrief and say that this is what happened today. Again, it's just decluttering your mind. So even if that day is bad, or that not bad, but not as good as you want it to be, you're not carrying over any thoughts from the previous day onto the next day. You're starting from afresh. So because you've written everything down, and that helps you sort of just clear your mind and move on, looking ready for the next day at hand as well. So if you like this video so far, please let me know whether you use any of the tools, whether it's the books and the physical tools or the online tools that I've mentioned so far, and let me know how you're using them, and if you are, and do you find them useful, and if there are any other tools that I haven't mentioned that, oh my gosh, this is a great tool, you definitely need to use it, check it out, let me know. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel and hit the notification button so you know when the new videos can become live. So every Friday we'll be releasing a new video. So, and we also would love to hear from you in terms of what you want to, what video content you want to learn about in terms of entrepreneurship, whether it's time management or productivity, or finance, marketing. There's so many different things that we collectively we need to sort of focus on, no matter where we are on our entrepreneurial journey as well. Now, I haven't mentioned anything about tools that help you stay focused in terms of alleviating and eliminating any distractions for two reasons. One, I don't use any like softwares such as Freedom or Focus at the moment to do that. So there are some softwares that you can literally block um, specific websites for a duration of time. So whether it's to hold it for your whole workday or just for particular slots in that workday. Now, I know Tim Ferriss recommended Freedom and my friend recommended Focus. I haven't used any of them properly yet, so I didn't want to put this and include that in the video since I haven't really had much experience with those tools. What I do to tackle that problem at the moment is I simply just put my phone in airplane mode. In the morning, or even the night before, I would just turn off my phone, and not turn off my phone, but turn off turn my phone onto airplane mode. So it means I can't really, even if I was tempted to, and like for some reason I just got the urge and itch to go on like Instagram and Facebook, I couldn't. I physically couldn't. Obviously, yes, you could just click off thing, but then that's another action you have to take. And the same thing, I guess, with the tools such as Freedom and Focus. Now I know that putting your phone on airplane mode or not having access to your phone for the first sort of 3 hours or for the whole morning can be quite drastic for a lot of people who need their phone just to, for day to day and to operate, whether it's for business or personal. Now, I completely understand, and that's the reason why I'm considering looking at some of these actual blockers so I can actually determine what I want to block, and I'm not blocking whole access to internet and my actual phone connection. So, but what I do as well to just alleviate the problems of getting notifications from those big distractors, so Facebook, Instagram, your WhatsApp and your news feeds, is I just switch off all the notifications so I don't get like constant sort of alerts coming across my phone every like 20 seconds that a new message has come through or this has come through, and so I just switch that off. So I wouldn't be aware that anything's going on within the app. Have to literally log in to the app. Another thing that I'm trying is actively logging yourself out. So most people don't log themselves out of Facebook and Instagram. So it's just what it is just one button away. But if you actively log yourself out at the end of the day or when last time you use it the previous day, and again it's just another thing you have to think about. Like, okay, I'm going to cheekily check Facebook, but I actually have to put my password in. Like, okay, maybe not, like that's a bit extra. But if you just obviously constantly logged in, and you just click Facebook and Instagram, then it's just going to pop up, so it's easier to access. So that's another thing that you can do to sort of deter yourself and eliminate those distractions. Like even in those 5 minute breaks, like I mentioned before, don't use those 5 minute breaks to like catch up on YouTube videos. Like you could do that after, you catch up on like my YouTube videos after, but or like check your Facebook or Instagram for like, or even email. Do something a bit more physical, like listen to music, get up, get out your seat. You don't want to get in that like vicious cycle. One Facebook post can lead to another, and you can attempt to be there for 5 minutes and be there for 30 minutes or an hour. So I wouldn't do that in that case as well. So as I mentioned before, if you like this video, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification button for more alerts on our upcoming videos that will come out every Friday, and I'll see you in the next video.